It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Denver Broncos and the New York Jets. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. First carry for the former Tar Heel, Michael Carter. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's a give to Carter. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. Well, Charles, you talk about this offense, and you think about the man in charge, their head coach, this marking his first ever playoff game as the head coach, and you wonder what's going through his mind right about now.
Brandon, I think we both agree that he's had a great season, and we wouldn't be surprised at all to see him get plenty of Coach of the Year votes. I thought he took the right tone in his weekly press conference, though. Played it cool, took the reserved angle, and when you don't have the track record, I think that's the exact right way to do it.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
Returning it, here's Hamler. So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
Holding penalty and negates a good return as they'll start just past the 20. A quick throw caught out wide by Judy. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So that as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right, you're not trying to find the laces and grip it a certain way. That takes time. Just get the ball and throw it. So that's how they practice it all the time now, too.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Now Bridgewater. Flushed out right. It's his running back, Melvin Gordon. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now Gordon on first down, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Bridgewater. Throw over the middle, secured by Gordon. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. From the gun, Bridgewater. He's going to look deep for his running back, Gordon. And this one is incomplete.
So many times we see teams go on the road and want to lean on their running game, but this crew just announced they're going to try and air it out and make hay downfield.
And with the snow here, maybe asking too much of the kicker to try a field goal. So instead, offense on the field, they'll go for it on 4th down. Throwing, Bridgewater. Escaping the pressure right. And I think the ball's out. And this one's going to go out of bounds. So no recovery, but on 4th down, a change of possession anyway. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. And he'll decide to keep this once more. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
His passing has been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that have to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
1st and goal, Melvin Gordon. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. A quick throw by Bridgewater. That's complete. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Teddy Bridgewater keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Broncos will strike first here in this wild card matchup. I think that's the dream start right there. The defense stands up on the opening drive, then they go right down the field and score.
It's a positive start for your offense and your defense. And when you're talking about playoff football, what a great way to get things going.
Everything is magnified and amped up a little bit more.
To put it mildly.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now Mcmanus on to kick this one off. Returning from his end zone is Ty Johnson. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Another run on 2nd down with Carter. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. But you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is just going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
They go play action now. Wilson. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. KJ Hamler deep for the Broncos. And where will this be spotted? The side judge says it went out just across midfield. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play action now. Bridgewater. He'll get that complete to Albert O. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. In this weather, any big play in the passing game, that's just a bonus, right?
It certainly is, but oftentimes offenses think inclement weather plays to their advantage because you know where you're going on offense. Defenders have to react, and they often slip.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Bridgewater. Eluding the pressure right. And he's got his tight end fan. Touchdown Broncos. Noah Fant there to make the grab. And the Broncos will extend their lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Extra point from Mcmanus is good, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, here's Mcmanus now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Jets take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Out to the flat here for Johnson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Running from the gun, Johnson. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup in 2nd and 8 at the 40-yard line.
56, Mike, 56. Strip the ball. Race don't travel. Race don't travel. He's coming. He's coming. Hayward. 56 to Mike. 56 is to Mike. Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball. 56, Mike.
From the shotgun, Wilson. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw. Because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. He completes this to Sutton. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. From the pistol, they run with Gordon. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Melvin Gordon taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Broncos continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. McManus's point after is good, and it's now 21-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Another run on second down with Carter. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On third down, here's Carter. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3 yards in the wrong direction. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Play action. Now Wilson. He finds Smith out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Go! Mike 13. I got you. Charlie. Mike 13, Mike 13. He's coming, he's coming.
On first down, Wilson. This one caught by Kittle. And he will have a first down as they're into field goal range now at the 30. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
He's coming, he's coming. Check in. Man, that's trash. That's trash. Wow.
To throw is Wilson. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Took nearly the entire first half, but a first red zone opportunity for him here. They've got a first and 10 at the 17.
Mike 13. It's been a long day for you. Mike 13, Mike 13. He's coming, he's coming.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 7 yards, the pickup there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. Off the draw, here's Johnson. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down. Now the Jets will call on a field goal unit here. And he pulled it. Oh, my goodness. It's no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. And there is nothing easy about being a kicker on a day like this.
Yeah, I tell you, not only is the footing tough in the snow, but kicking that ball is like kicking a rock. Very difficult to get any sort of feel on your kicks.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Off the play fake, Bridgewater. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
2nd and 10. Bridgewater to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. To throw is Bridgewater. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And this is caught. And all the way home for a Broncos score. He's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one. Now Mcmanus to tack on the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they've been the better of the two teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium. But you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be a second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Pull it together. 57's the mic. 57's the mic. Come on.
They go play action. Bridgewater. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a big play there for the Broncos. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
53's the mic. 53's the mic.
On play action, it's Bridgewater. That is taken in by the tight end Fan. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get him much, maybe a yard, and that's all. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
We want it. Come to my work.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 42 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Melvin Gordon. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point from Mcmanus is good. And that makes this 35-0 now. After the touchdown, here's Mcmanus now to kick it away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Again, Wilson. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Mcmanus' point after is good, and it is 42-0.
Mcmanus to kick off for Denver.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Third quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. There's Wilson to throw. It's caught. Smith. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. So a great throw right there. And what a regular season this rookie had. Piloting this offense, guiding them to a division title. And they get the home date here in round 1 of the playoffs. But, Charles, how do you think they'll play it here? Will they run the same kind of wide-open offense they've run all season? Or do you think that they'll try and take some pressure off of the young fella?
Oh, I think they're going high, wide, and handsome in this one. I think it's all out, just as they've been doing all year long, because I think if you try and pull it back now a little bit, you're telling that young man you don't have quite as much confidence in him as you've professed. So go ahead and continue to run your offense. Do the things that got you here. As so many defensive coaches have told you and me, all gas, no brakes. Let it rip.
Mike 13, Mike 13. He's coming, he's coming.
Throwing again here, Wilson. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
He's coming, he's coming. Check him. Double dog, double dog. Able.
On third down, Wilson. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
3 yards the gain there, second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Playing in snow.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
That's us. That's us.
Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Check 52. Check. 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 Slam, slam, slam. 53's the mic.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Play action now. Bridgewater. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Check. Check. 53's mic. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense.
Play fake. Bridgewater. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Broncos capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round. But I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
After the touchdown, here's Mcmanus now to kick it away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And some space here. There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Well, we have seen some rookie running backs come in and have a big impact year one, and this guy would certainly fit that bill, as that was one heck of a run there. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he returns this to the 22. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game, despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. A first down throw for Bridgewater. He'll fire one downfield for Fant, and he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
1 quarter remains for the right to survive round one here in the AFC. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down, Bridgewater. Open man Hamler, that's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket. There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Here's 2nd and 10. To the air again with Bridgewater. This is Gordon on the dump off. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
53's the mic. 53's the mic. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
Bridgewater now. And this is going to be intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And the Jets are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far, and they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And a that's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Jets on third down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action. Now Wilson. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Let's go, defense. Here we go. Wow. Move. 13. He's coming. Check in.
Now Wilson on 1st down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
On 2nd and 10, Wilson. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Yeah. Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
To throw again is Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
He's coming. Here we go. 61. That's my slide. Shoot.
Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position.
Here we go. 53's Mike. Check. 53's Mike. Hey, keep it up.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to... And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Throwing, Bridgewater. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 22. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Michael O.J. Mudia.
And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Going for it all. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Rip left. Mike, 53. 53, Mike. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. 53 is the Mike. 6 man.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Bridgewater eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 10. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Now Brandon Mcmanus for the Bronco field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And that hits the right upright and caroms away. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And no mistaking that sound. It reverberated through the whole stadium.
And it's the sound, Brandon, no kicker wants to hear. It looked like he had it on target the whole way, but the upright said,
Uncorks one for Davis. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Michael O.J. Mudia. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 41. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
53 is the Mike. 53 is the Mike. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike. Mike 53. It's a party now.
Throwing is Bridgewater. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Here we go. Wide. Get wide.
Off the play fake, Bridgewater. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And here comes Berrios. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This is Smith with a grab. 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
And I caught a quick glimpse of him before the ball was snapped, and there was something about his body language where you could tell early in this play he wasn't just thinking first down. He was thinking end zone, and he got there.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the catch on the next-gen stats. So the Jet offense staying on the field. They're going to go for 2. Wilson going to throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have bucked the trend so far. A sterling performance to this point, on the road no less, in the wild card round. And they look to finish things off here in this fourth quarter. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Bridgewater here to throw. He's going to look deep for his running back, Gordon. Oh, and Bridgewater intercepted for the third time. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Jets are going to get the football back at their own 17. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Saying their fans here are stunned would be an understatement. Things in this wild card round have not gone according to plan. After the interception, here's Wilson. This one caught by Kittle. Touchdown! George Kittle, 83 yards. And the Jets get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback. But, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead. But at the same time, got it done. It'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Throwing here, Bridgewater. And he wisely will throw that one away. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Bridgewater now from the 50. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Bridgewater to throw it. He's got a man. It's Sutton that's complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Bridgewater again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw is Bridgewater. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
The Broncos going to continue on as we say so long, everybody, and thanks for watching.